Next, let's talk about how to actually make a transaction on the crypto network. So before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get some more videos like this, and smash that like button. So far, we have talked about how you can purchase crypto and how you can keep it in a safe place. But now, how do we do something with it? So like I said earlier, some people are perfectly happy just keeping their crypto where it is and letting it earn money. But other people want to go further and they want to get into NFTs, DeFi, or other kinds of cryptos. So for the sake of this example, we are going to use Binance, and we're going to talk about how you would withdraw from Binance. However, keep in mind that the same basic principles apply to almost every exchange. Whether it's Coinbase, KuCoin, Bittrex, or any of these ones, you're going to follow a similar type of process. It just looks a little bit different. They usually require you to get an SMS code, get an email code, and use your two-factor authorization in order to withdraw. This is good. It's for your own security so that random people can't come and withdraw. In order to understand how transactions work on the crypto network, you need to understand a little bit about how there are different types of cryptos. So basically, a blockchain is the code that the crypto exists on, and each crypto has a different kind of blockchain. However, there is some interoperability, meaning that, for example, Ethereum can operate on different networks because other networks want people to send their Ethereum there because it's such a big coin, right? It's the second biggest one, actually, out of all of them. So essentially, you got to think about it like this. First, we had Bitcoin, right? And Bitcoin operates on the Bitcoin network. Think about it like its own private chain. That's kind of like if you think about how maybe, let's say, the Canadian banking system operates within its own private banking system. In Canada, we can send and receive money very easily to each other. It's almost instantaneous. Well, actually, it should be almost instantaneous. It's still a little bit slow, but it's rather fast if you compare it to sending money to Germany, for example. So you could use the metaphor of different countries, different blockchains. Imagine that Canada is, let's say, Bitcoin, Germany is Ethereum, and the UK is the Binance Smart Chain, right? So if I have Ethereum on my Bitcoin network, I can send it over to Germany, or I can send it over to the UK. It just has to go through one extra step in order to get there. So if I lost you, just hold on for a second and think about it like this. Each chain exists in isolation. Bitcoin is not Ethereum. Ethereum is not Binance Smart Chain. Each of these three chains can have the other individual assets on it. So the coin Bitcoin can exist on the Ethereum network. It can also exist on the Binance Smart Chain network. It just gets changed and sent over on a bridge. This is why Binance is a very useful platform, because it makes transactions between these different chains very easy. It basically smoothens the process of moving a coin from one network to another. Because if you're not using Binance, you have to go and find a bridge. You have to find a trustworthy bridge that is fast and doesn't charge a huge amount of fees. I will show you how to do this if you want to avoid Binance, or if you don't have access to Binance, in further modules. However, just for the sake of sending a transaction right now, we're going to look at how to do that from Binance itself. Okay, so that's the easiest way to do it, but there are other options in case Binance is not possible for you. So let's take a look here. Okay, so here you are in Binance. In order to make a deposit or withdrawal on the crypto network, you need to go to your fiat and spot wallet here. So depositing and withdrawing follow the same principles. Basically, you have a public address that you use to receive. Let's take a look at Ethereum because it's one of the most commonly used assets here. And if I want to send this to someone, then I will go here, and this is the coin that I'm sending. Just read this carefully whenever you look at it. And you will choose, this is your first time, you'll choose a new address, and you will paste the address here. I will show you what an address looks like in a second here. Now, the good thing about Binance is they actually, most of the time, they're able to automatically match the network. So they're getting smarter so that there's no screw ups. If you send it to the wrong place, then there is a pretty good risk of losing the money. Although it's not totally impossible. I have sent money to the wrong network before and I've recovered it. You just need to create another network on that. So it's not totally impossible if you screw up here, but It's generally a lot easier if you just make sure that you are doing everything. Double check, triple check, because if you send it to some random person, you're pretty much relying on that person's goodwill to send it back to you. So here are the options for networks for Ethereum. You can see that the Binance Smart Chain supports Ethereum. This Binance chain is pretty much discontinued. I don't know why they have it here. They don't really use it much anymore. The Binance Smart Chain has pretty much replaced it. The Ethereum network is also known as the ERC20. That's just the technical name for it. As you can see, it's not cheap to use because Ethereum has what they call gas fees. We're going to talk more about this in a later module, but Ethereum is generally much more expensive than other networks. So that makes it a little bit difficult for some people. And then Arbitrum is a new network that's similar to Ethereum. Binance are usually somewhat slow at adapting to network changes. So they try to put on new networks, but not always possible. So if you are in the place where you need to somehow get to an Arbitrum, you would have to actually manually go through a decentralized bridge, which is something I will explain later. So let's take an example address from the dummy wallet that I have created to show you what non-custodial wallet looks like. This MetaMask extension here, and then here you just click on click to copy address, right? If you want to see your full address, you have to actually go here, click on view account on Etherscan, and then this is what it is on the top here. You don't really need to see the full one, but there it is just in case it's necessary. So you take that address, you copy it, you paste it. And if you want to be extra careful, then you will check the whole address, compare it word for word, letter for letter, make sure it's all right. But typically, it's okay if you just check the last 4 digits and the first 4, right? So if we have 0x757, 0x757, yep, and B52D, you will know it's an Ethereum address because it starts with 0x, right? Now, here they haven't matched it automatically for you, but they have already unmatched the ones that it's not, right? So this is definitely not a Binance chain address. It won't let you send it there, which is good. Now you just have to decide if it's Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain. When you click on Binance Smart Chain, it will warn you, do you have support for Binance Smart Chain? Yes, you do if you're using this MetaMask. This is also why MetaMask is the best because it has support for any kind of chain. You just have to add it. I will show you how to do that later. And it just double checks it to make sure. But if you're sending it to another exchange, for example, if you want to send it to Coinbase, probably not, right? So you have to do it through the Ethereum. It depends on what Coinbase has available at that time, right? Then you just choose how much you want to withdraw. I have so little in here that I will not get anything because of the network fee, and they have a minimum of 0.01, right? So when you're sending money, you have to calculate the cost it will be to send that money, right? Let's take a look at USDT because this is an interesting example here. What is interesting about the USDT is here we have a lot of different kinds of networks, right? So the Binance Smart Chain and the Ethereum, those are the two main ones, right? But then we also have support for it on Solana and Tron. So USDT is actually a very easy way to send money to people without having to deal with banks and borders. And as you can see, there's a very low transaction fee, $1. So if you have to send, let's say, imagine you want to send, I don't know, $10,000 to someone in a different country, it's going to be a lot faster and a lot cheaper if you just purchase USDT on Binance and then send it to that person's address. If that person has Binance, then they also have a Tron support here, or even the Binance Smart Chain. You can even save 20 cents, but not like it makes a difference. So you can send it to them. How to find the address though is, let me show you. You go back to the asset. So imagine that you're sending, let's say, some USDT to a friend. Your friend goes into their Binance and they click on deposit right here. And then it goes to USDT and then network, and say they want to receive it on, I don't know, let's say the Tron network, right? Here is the address right here. You will copy it and then you send it over WhatsApp or something like that. And then once you receive it, so imagine that your friend just sent it to you, you receive it in WhatsApp, then you go into your account, your separate account, and you click on withdraw, right? You can even just click on withdraw up here, and then you choose your coin. We want, make sure that we're on crypto if you click on it up there. Yeah, and then we choose our coin. We want to withdraw USDT, right? And we paste the address, we double check it, we triple check it, we quadruple check it if it's $10,000 because that's a large amount to send. If you're not sure if it's going to work or not, what you can do before you send it is you can just send $1 and see if that works. I used to do that because I was a little bit paranoid, but to be honest, it works, trust me. But if you want to make sure for yourself, you can just send over, oh, well, there's a minimal of 10, right? So you send over 10, make sure that it goes through. And as long as it goes through, you can send over the remaining that you needed to send. So there you have it. That is basically how you will deposit or withdraw and send transactions on the crypto network in a nutshell. The advantages of this in terms of sending money as opposed to traditional methods, like for example, a SWIFT transaction, is that a SWIFT transaction will take you 2, 3, sometimes even 4 days to settle. The bank will charge you approximately $30 to $50 on your end. Then they will charge you about 2 to 4% for the currency conversion. If you're sending it, for example, if I want to send Canadian dollars to British pounds, they'll charge me $50 Canadian, 3.5% for the currency conversion, and then it will go to the British bank. The British bank will charge probably £30 receiving fee, and then they will charge maybe an extra on the currency conversion as well, and whatever else they like to take. So it's really inefficient and it's really slow and it's just not really practical. Lots of developing nations are now using Bitcoin and other types of cryptocurrency for remittances. So lots of Mexicans are sending money back home when they work in the States, and then people just come and transact it for local currency. Or for example, in Africa, Nigeria, there's lots of Bitcoin transactions because the banks charge too much money. So you can realize that it's much easier to actually go through cryptocurrency networks, even if you don't really need the cryptocurrency. It can be done in something like USDT because it's a stable US dollar. So that's how the transactions work. Just keep in mind that you got to check your address carefully because you want to make sure that you didn't mess up something. There have been instances in the past where people have viruses on their computer that change the address on their clipboard. So one thing I recommend you never ever do is have an extension on your browser or a clipboard saving program, because they can be hacked and then they can monitor your clipboard or they can sabotage it. And if you're in a rush, and you could easily have your money get sent to the wrong place. So be vigilant, always check. Never be in a rush when you're sending money. Always take the time to check it 2 or 3 times just in case, because 99% of a chance you will not be sabotaged, but you never really know. You always want to just be safe and make sure that it does end up in the right place.